Welcome back to the second to last show of the ZTV Sports Report for the spring 2018 semester. I'm Zach Fuller.
And I'm John Alfieri. You know, Zach, your time is winding down here behind the desk, and I wonder who's going to be joining me next fall.
That's very true. We'll talk about that next week, however, during our live show, which will be broadcasting live on channel 45-1 on Wednesday, May 9th at 7 p.m.
In the meantime, we have all the highlights to get you caught up on everything Akron Zips athletics.
Let's get right into it with the softball highlights with Akron's homestand against Bowling Green.
Allison Rhodes has the highlights from the first game, followed by Rob Jaginer with coverage of the doubleheader the following day.
The Akron Zips opened up a 3-game homestand against Bowling Green on Friday, April 20th. Bowling Green entered the homestand with a 21-19 record, and the Zips entered 2-35 on the season. In the top of the first inning, Bowling Green led off the game with a single to third base and 2 walks that loaded the bases. Simmons stepped up to the plate for Bowling Green and hit a grand slam, giving the Falcons an early 4-0 lead over the Akron Zips. Akron got their first hit of the game in the bottom of the third inning, but failed to move the runner past first base. No run would be scored for either team again until the bottom of the 7th inning, when Akron opened the inning with a single to center field. 2 more singles in the inning would allow Akron to score their only run of the game. Akron was unable to overcome the Falcons' early lead and lost the game 4-1. Meredith Miller recorded the win for Bowling Green and allowed 5 hits on the day for Akron, with 3 coming in the 7th inning alone. Kayla Kamet started the game for Akron, but was taken out early. Reliever Cooper Verts pitched 6.2 innings for Akron and allowed 6 hits and no runs in relief. Jordan Cruz helped Akron's offense by going 2 for 3 on the day, with 2 singles and an RBI that scored Akron's only run. Akron would then face Bowling Green for a doubleheader on April 21st.
On Saturday, April 21st, the University of Akron softball team faced off against the Bowling Green Falcons. This meeting would consist of games 2 and 3 of a 3-game series between the two MAC East teams. The Zips would be looking to bounce back from a tough 4-1 loss to the Falcons in Game 1 the day before. Kayla Kamet would start Game 1 on the mound for Akron. The Zips would have a tough start as the first 3 Bowling Green batters would reach base, 2 of which were from defensive errors and the other on a hit by pitch. The Zips would be able to get out of the inning, but the Falcons were able to score 2 runs off the defensive miscues. Heading into the bottom half of the inning, the Zips would hope to get those 2 runs back. However, the Falcons would go 1-2-3 on defense, not allowing a single Akron batter to reach base, and forcing Akron back onto the field. The next 2 innings would be a test of defense for both teams, as the Falcons continued to shut down the Zips offense, and on the other end, Kayla Kamet would recover from the difficult first inning by retiring the next 6 Bowling Green batters, keeping the score close for Akron at 2-0. By shutting down the Falcons in the second and third innings, Kamet would give Akron a chance to get their offense off the ground. In the bottom of the third, Akron's Maddie Cloudis would spark the Zips offense by making Bowling Green pitcher Brooke Parker work and drawing a walk on 4 pitches, becoming the first base runner for Akron. Madison Carter would follow Cloudis by laying down a bunt, sacrificing herself but moving Cloudis to second and into scoring position. Sabria Burton would follow Carter's example by laying down another sacrifice bunt, moving Cloudis over to third and only 60 feet away from getting Akron on the board. Akron would continue to make Brooke Parker work, as Sydney Jasko would draw another walk on 6 pitches. Following Jasko, Cassie Gillespie would draw another walk on 5 pitches, moving Jasko over to second and loading the bases for the Zips. However, the Falcons would fight out of the inning with no runners crossing home. In the top of the 4th, Kayla Kamet would record her first strikeout of the game on 4 pitches, but the Falcons would score another 2 runs. In the bottom of the 4th, Kimberly Rodriguez would lead off with a double to right center, reaching scoring position early for the Zips. Following Rodriguez, Jordan Cruz would ground out to the shortstop, but this allowed Rodriguez to advance to third with heads-up base running, putting herself 60 feet away from scoring. Laura Lankins would lay down a perfect bunt, allowing Rodriguez to score with no play at the plate, putting Akron on the board. Back on defense, Maddie Cloudis would catch Bowling Green's Alex Sorgi stealing. This would help keep the energy high for Akron. Unfortunately for the Zips, the Falcons would score again late and go on to win the first game 5-1. Cooper Verts would start on the mound for the Zips in the second game. Verts would earn her first strikeout early in Game 2. But the Zips would once again struggle in the first, as the Falcons are able to put 3 runs on the boards off of Verts before Akron is able to put the Falcons away and get off the field. Akron would try to answer back, but the Falcons would make the first inning very similar to that of Game 1, by putting Akron back on the field after only 3 batters. Bowling Green were playing as if they were ready to end this game early, keeping Akron from gaining any serious traction on offense despite a walk by Laura Lankins and a double to left field by Maddie Cloudis in the bottom of the second inning. Bowling Green would force an Akron pitching change early in the third inning, bringing Kayla Kometz back in to pitch for the Zips. The Zips would hope to end the Falcons' dominance on offense with this pitching change. Despite the pitching change, Bowling Green bombarded Kometz, scoring another 4 runs before Akron was able to get off the field, threatening to end the day early for the Zips if they didn't turn things around quickly. The Zips stepped things up in the bottom of the third as Sydney Jasko leads off with a double to left center, putting herself into scoring position early for Akron. Cassie Gillespie would follow Jasko by sneaking a single past the Bowling Green second baseman. This would allow Jasko to score from second, putting Akron on the board and shifting momentum into Akron's favor. Kimberly Rodriguez would join in with a single to left field, advancing Gillespie to second and into scoring position. Gillespie would catch the defense sleeping by stealing third. With no one covering the play, the throw went into left field, giving Gillespie a chance to score. The throw home came in time, but an interference call on the Falcons catcher allowed Gillespie to score. Rodriguez would make her way to third during Gillespie's base running. This would set up Caitlin Gamboni to drop a bunt down, allowing Rodriguez to slide in, making the score 3-7 and swinging momentum fully into Akron's favor. The Zips would use this momentum on defense as well, shutting down the Falcons' offense for the rest of the game. However, the Falcons wouldn't just let things slip away, as they kept Akron's offense quiet for the next 3 innings. With the window quickly closing for the Zips, Sydney Jasko would lead off the bottom of the 7th with yet another double to left center, once again putting herself into scoring position for Akron. Kimberly Rodriguez would then come in clutch with a 2-run blast to left field, closing the gap and bringing the Zips within 2 runs of the Falcons. After the home run by Rodriguez, Caitlin Gamboni would reach on a single to shallow right field, followed by Jordan Cruz, who was able to single up the middle, putting Gamboni into scoring position and bringing the winning run up to bat for Akron. Despite the late game surge, Laura Lankins would hit into a game-ending double play, ending Akron's rally and sealing the 7-5 win for the Falcons. Kayla Kometz received the loss in Game 1, and Cooper Verts received the loss in Game 2. Over the span of both games, Kimberly Rodriguez went 3 for 7, scoring 3 runs, marking down 2 RBIs, and had 2 extra base hits, one of which was a home run. After the games, head coach Julie Jones had this to say.
I thought we had that last one there at the end. I thought that we could maybe pull it out. Kimmy hit the home run in the bottom of the 7th there. We had a little bit of life. You know, we just don't do what we need to in the middle of the game. Actually, the first inning has killed us. If we could get through that first inning scoreless, you know, that game was ours. It's not that we're not on the same page because they are. You can see they're still playing. I mean, they could have packed it up a long time ago, and that's a testament to their character, quite honestly. I'm very proud of the kids that they are, and it's been a struggle, and they've been, you know, persevering, and that's part of what we talk about all the time, is that that's life. And if you just pack it up, you tell everybody who you are, and if you keep pushing, you tell yourself who you are. We did some good things, you know, some squeezes. We just sort of threw caution in the wind and started to call some stuff that ended up working today. So we just maybe I just need to be a little more aggressive too, and just say, hey, let's just give it a whirl and see what people can do.
The Zips are back in action Wednesday, April 25th, as they travel to Dayton to take on the Flyers in their non-conference finale.
The team's upcoming games include facing off against the likes of Dayton and Miami and closing out the season with a weekend of games against rival Kent State on their turf.
Good luck, ladies. You're going to need it. Now, if you've been following our show this semester, you know that I'm not a huge fan of the track team.
But unfortunately, they are still a pretty big deal. And here with the highlights from their most recent home meet is Jerica Rogers.
On April 6th and 7th, the University of Akron track and field team hosted the Northeast Ohio Quad Meet, facing off against Youngstown State, Kent State, and Ashland University. Both the men's and women's team outscored their competitors for the top spot. Although there was a lot of downtime between events as staff prepared the field house, athletes could be seen warming up preparing for their individual events. In terms of individual scoring, the men's long jump posted impressive results from Akron representatives Jordan Latimer, Jameer Coleman, and Preston Philman. Here comes Latimer down the stretch, preparing for his first attempt. And that's a long one. I'm not sure how his competitors are going to outbeat that one. Next, we have Jameer Coleman, ready for his first attempt, as he comes down the stretch, preparing for that first jump. And he falls just short of Latimer. Last but not least, we have Preston Philman with his attempt. And here's his jump. And he falls short of both of his fellow athletes. At the end of it all, Latimer placed first with a jump of 7.39 meters. Preston Philman also competed in the hurdles event, where he placed third overall with a time of 14.91 seconds. As the track was being prepared for the women's hurdles events, we had the opportunity to interview star track athlete Dara Perry. Here is John Alfieri with that interview.
I'm here today with Akron track and field star Dara Perry. Dara, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. So much success in your indoor track season during the winter. What are you going to do to carry over that success into the outdoor track season?
Stay positive. Continue to remember that I have my support from my team, my coaches, and my family. My support system really drives me. So as long as I realize I can do things through them, I'm pretty much going to be good.
So what events are you planning on doing? Is there any different events that you're planning on doing in the outdoor season or the same events as the indoor season?
This is a pretty heavy load this year. As I'm a junior, I'm typically a one event type of person, but I've gotten a lot faster since last year. So I picked up the 100 dash, the 4x1, and the 200 dash. So depending on where my times lead me, I could possibly be competing in those at the MAC Conference Championship. So I have high hopes for my speed and hope that they can carry me along through that far. But as far as now, my hurdles are always going to be my number one priority, and wherever my speed takes me, I'm going to continue to evolve.
And so, Dara, you touched on your teammates earlier and them being part of your motivation. So much success around the team. How does that team success transfer over to your individual success?
It transfers over a lot. A lot of people say that Akron is a jump school, and honestly, I can be the first opportunity to be an All-American in the hurdles or a female sprinter in general at the University of Akron. I made a lot of firsts that I've been here, so I want to continue to leave a legacy, seeing that my teammates on the jump squad have done a tremendous job. I really want to start that track on for sprinters, and I feel like I have my team and my coaches who can do that for me. So like I said, as long as I have them, I can do anything.
Well, Dara, good luck today in all your events. We will be wishing you luck here from ZTV Sports Report. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
You too.
Other winners throughout the meet whose events we were unable to film include Terrence Sloan in the 300 meter with a time of 33.95 seconds, Mark Migolozzi in the 3,000 meter with a time of 8 minutes and 54 seconds, Tevin Brown in the 5,000 meters, Rodrigo Iglesias in the javelin throw with a mark of 213 feet, Curtis Richardson in the high jump with a jump of 8 feet and 8 inches, and of course the most notorious track athlete with the Sports Report, Matt Ludwig in men's pole vault with a jump of 18 feet and 1 inch. Those are the men's results, and the women had 10 first-place finishers, including Dara Perry with a time of 13.47 seconds in the 100-meter hurdles, Daja Green in the 150-meter dash with a time of 17.89 seconds, and the 4x4 relay with a team of Daja Green, Patricia Ortega, Jackie Seafring, and Bailey Lack. The Zips continued their season in meets around the country, and their final home meet will be Friday, May 4th and Saturday, May 5th at Akron.
The Zips continued to shine at the Louisiana State Invitational.
Matt Ludwig won the men's pole vault event with a clearance of 18 feet and 6 inches, or 5.66 meters. Lucy Bryan won the women's pole vault event, matching her career best jump by clearing the bar at 14 feet.
Jordan Latimer won the men's long jump event with a jump of 25 feet and 10 inches. Curtis Richardson, a fellow ZTV member from the show Lowdown, won the men's high jump event, beating out Alabama's Shelby McEwen, who has the 5th highest mark in the nation, but was taken down by Richardson.
Rodrigo Iglesias won the javelin throw, making Sparta proud with a throw of 220 feet and 9 inches. Also throughout the season, Dara Perry has been excelling with every meet in the hurdles, but felt the pressure of her competition by finishing 4th at her event.
At the Long Beach Invitational, Terrell McLean nabbed the #1 ranked long jump in the NCAA this season after persevering through an injury all season. The jump was 26 feet and 10 inches. Let me tell you, folks, that was a spicy meet the ball.
With all the success, it makes sense that Akron's track team is currently ranked 28th overall in the country. Right now, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have the highlights from the spring football game.
Welcome back to the ZTV Sports Report, your home for everything Akron Zips athletics.
Following their loss in the MAC championship game, the football team was back in action with their spring game held at InfoCision Stadium on April 21st.
Here are the highlights. Plenty of fans almost filled the lower bowl of InfoCision Stadium on Saturday, April 21st, when the Zips held their annual blue and white spring football game to conclude spring workouts. The lines were long for the athletic sale as they had all of their overstock items on sale for very cheap. The big story of the day, however, was seeing the defending MAC East champions in action again for the first time since their heartbreaking loss to Toledo in Detroit. No stats were kept for the game, but awards were given out to the players at halftime, who had the best spring training in multiple categories, and the game also featured some big hits, touchdowns, and some nice plays from players trying to show that not only can they play, but can also start in the fall. A big focal point for the defense is that they will return 10 potential starting seniors from last year's unit go along with the new coaching staff. Blue would go on to win the game 17-6, and here's what head coach Terry Bowden told his team and said in an interview after the game, as well as quarterback Cato Nelson and defensive lineman Brian Reinke about not only the game, but looking forward to the fall.
So you guys, every one of you is out here to help us in the fall. Every one of us to help us in the fall. Well, that's always the important thing, to get through spring without major injuries. And I didn't see anybody come off the field injured today, and that's always important. And again, in a spring game when you're playing yourselves, you don't want to see too much offense, because that doesn't say much for your defense, or too much defense with no offense. But we had that great drive. The offenses moved the ball pretty well, ended up in field goals most of the time, but got a score there. Defensively, they did a good job of not giving up the big play. You know, that's one thing we hope we can get some more of, and we'll get some more of as we get everybody playing. But it was a good overall scrimmage. I saw a lot of good things both sides of the ball. But, you know, that's the thing. Defensively, we've got two deep competing with each other. So when we put our twos on offense today, it was a lot of walk-ons going against guys that are competing for starting jobs. And so we've got more depth there. But the other thing is we've got 9 starters coming back. There may be 10 seniors starting, and that's not the way you really want it for the year after. But if you're going to have it, you better be good on defense, because we've got a bunch of seniors that really give us a chance to be pretty good.
I feel good. Spring went smooth, I thought. We had a lot of good plays today. A couple guys that we need to step up this year made some good plays today, so that's what we like to see. We got a lot of guys that can make plays. Right now, we're just trying to find a couple guys who could really be that guy. So we got a long off season coming up throughout the summer, and we're gonna work. We're gonna get better, and we're gonna see. Just try to get strong and as fast as I can for next year. Playing last year, I see like the kind of toll the season takes on your body. So I want to be better prepared this year, and so I can have a strong season next year.
I think I had a good spring. I think the spring went good for the whole defense. I mean, our defensive line, Jamal Davis and I on the defensive ends, you know, we're having fun getting after the quarterback and after the offense. Overall, the defense, I mean, we might have 10 or 11 senior starters, and we're really gel. Our chemistry is crazy. I know where everyone's going to be all the time, and just expecting someone to be there to make the play really helps a lot. We're really experienced. One of my goals is certainly to be an all-MAC player. I want to be all-conference, but the main goal, really the only goal that matters, is to win a MAC championship. Oh yeah, Keandre White, that new running back, he's going to be a good running back. I think Justin Sampson's going to be a good defensive end. We got some good young players for sure, yeah.
Well, right now, our guys got to get back into the school, get in the classroom, and finish up strong. They'll take time a couple weeks now to focus on their grades the last couple semesters, but we'll continue to weight lift, continue to train, and what they do now in the off-season program is all about getting bigger, stronger, and faster.
Following the game, the Zips are looking forward to an interesting season coming up this fall.
Speaking of the fall, you'll be seeing a new face with me here on the show. We're going to miss you, Zach.
Don't get too emotional just yet. We still have the live show coming up on Wednesday, May 9th at 7 p.m.
Signing off for now, Akron, I'm John Alfieri.
And I'm Zach Fuller. We'll see you on May 9th when we go live.
Rodrigo Iglesias won the javelin throw that would make Sparta proud, 220 feet and 9 inches.
I don't know what you're saying, but I love you too. So.
Jeez.
Really?
Wait, hold on. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah.
When we got one
It's out of order. Yeah, it's true.
2
Yeah.
seconds, please, Travis.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. To find out how you can make Emmy-winning media, visit